Introduction is the first section of your thesis or article. It establishes initial impressions about your study. Therefore, it is important to learn to write an interesting and logical section of your study. So let me explain first that what are the purposes of an introduction section. Number 1, it guides reader from a general subject area towards a more specified or particular field of study. Then it establishes positioning of your research study. Finally, it informs reader about study purposes, objectives, questions, or hypotheses, if any. A good introduction must answer these questions for a reader. What is your field of study? Why it is important to investigate? What is the context? How this study updates our knowledge or inform practice. Now I explain what an interesting introduction section should cover or its basic structure. First of all, introduce your topic. Then describe background. Establish your research agenda, problem, and finally, specify your study aim, purpose. Now I explain in detail how you can introduce your topic. Consider these points while writing. Tell the reader about your topic, that what it is. Then tell why it is interesting to study. Your first sentence should be very catchy and striking. You can also start by raising a question, providing some interesting statistics, or use a brief anecdote. It is always recommended to start with general info and then narrowing down to specific aspects. For example, global statistics evidence increased use of technology during pandemic. Can green technology reduce environmental pollution? Then consider the points while describing background. Here tells the reader briefly about previous literature and establish your own positioning. Only describe most relevant studies. Inform here past and current studies only in few sentences. Present a sketch only. Write here limitations and weaknesses of previous research. For example, various studies noted the growth of use of social media among youngsters. However, factors influencing increased use of social media have yet to be researched comprehensively. Thirdly, you must establish your own research agenda or problem statement. Do write what you intend to study or aim to investigate. Describe here your research objectives briefly. Outline the key characteristics of your study. If your research involves hypotheses, state here. Next, explain what contribution to knowledge and practice does it make. For example, this study article will investigate factors influencing increased use of social media among youngsters. Hypothesis for the same study can be stated as, there is a significant relationship between age and use of social media. Finally, here is a brief but complete and good example of introduction section. The text in yellow is the first and catchy sentence which will grant reader attention. The text in green establishes background. The text in blue shows support of literature. Finally, in the end, text in red explains researcher's own agenda of research and contribution. Thank you.